Say hey everybody, I'm here inside of plant 3 where all of your dump trailers were built, or the 7x14 14K dump trailers are built, and I'm with Cohen. He's the guy that's going to run us through our blasting, our painting, and our baking. And we're going to give you the inside scoop on how we do it and why we do it the way we do it with the liquid paint. Alright, so first things first, Cohen, what I like to look at is obviously how dirty the product actually is. So if we can go like that and we look at it, it's obviously super dirty.
Oh yeah.
And we can't actually paint it when it's that dirty, so that's all the oils and the scum and the rust and everything like that, right?
Yeah, so it's got a bunch of mill scale on there, all the rust from being outside, the dirt from outside, so we're bringing that in once it's welded on the trailer. We got to get that off before the paint process.
Perfect. So what we're going to do is basically from here, then roll the trailer inside of our blast booth. And so inside of the blast booth is guys, and they're in a chute, and they basically will shoot steel shot. And I'll bring you over here. So I'll show you that. So basically that's the steel grip. So it's not sand or anything like that. It's actual steel grip that we blast onto that frame, and it cleans it off. So what's super important in this process, Cohen?
So the most important part of this process is just to make sure that the paint has somewhere to adhere to and no contamination is left on that steel. So basically the main purpose of it is to get that texture, get that grit for that paint to stick. Yeah. And we don't want anything like dirt or rust for that paint to lay on and have it peel off later. Right.
So the perfect way to kind of put it that I've heard in the past as well is basically if you took that trailer and put it underneath a microscope, you'll see these peaks and valleys after we sand or shot blast it. And basically those peaks and valleys, we want to have it hit a certain point. We don't want to be too much and we don't want to be too little. We want to have it at the perfect measurement, basically, or mill thickness, and we have testers for that as well, right?
Yeah, and I'll show you guys what kind of mill specking we do. I have 2 different kinds of probes, and I test the blast as well, so I make sure that the peaks and valleys are the perfect spec every time, make sure my guys are doing the right job, and that our grit isn't too broken down, or if we have to change it out, and add some more to it.
Yeah, so we measure these units here on the blast side, we measure them again inside, we measure them on the paint side, and we're going to show you guys all that today. Okay, so now we're leaving the fabrication area, we're into the finishing side of things. So here's our big blast booth, here's our paint booth right side by each, so that there's no extra wasted labor of pulling trailers around or going outside and inside. It's all one-piece flow throughout our facilities. So inside of there is where they're actually physically shooting that trailer and cleaning it off. And then right when it's done there, we roll it through and kick it inside of here into our paint booth. So we got to get in here because there's only a certain amount of time because the line move times go on a certain tack time. So we're going to bring it in quick. Oh,
it's loud.
It's so windy in there. So as you can see, the trailer now is blasted and it's fully cleaned off. So they're going to check it out again with another measurement system to make sure that those peaks and valleys are the proper peaks and valleys, and it's ready to go from here straight into the paint area.
No, so now it's the prep process. So after it gets blasted, we go through it and blow it off, blow all the shot out of any of the tubes, any of the beds, all that stuff, and then we caulk all the seams. And that's just to prevent it from rusting over when you get it down to the dealer and it rains and you don't want any of that water, getting into those cracks and rusting out your trailer.
Okay, so now we're into the actual paint kitchen. So there is definitely some recipes and things like that happen. So Cohen and these chemists are basically understanding what drum's going on where, what colors we're putting on, and how to actually make that paint the best quality of paint for you. So what else kind of happens here, Cohen? We can switch between colors and whatnot. And
yeah, so basically what happens is we take each batch number and we kind of put into a system so that we know exactly what's going in there, how hot to get that paint. We keep it at a very consistent temperature so that it never changes.
That's what these things
That's
are
what
here.
Those barrel warmers are. And that gets our viscosity to a consistent level so that it's not changing, it's not, all over the place. And then that way we're getting a consistent finish and we're not expecting any surprises or stuff like that.
Right, so temperature obviously plays a part. Up here in Canada, the temperature goes from -30 all the way down, or up to +30, so we always got to make sure that the kitchen is at the right temperature so that the paint is coming out the proper viscosity so that it's sprayed properly. And we can't show you inside the paint booth, unfortunately, because we have some secret technology inside there doing our painting for us. Wink. But I think you can figure that out. So we're super excited about that because it really helps us on the quality of our paint and consistency for you guys in the trailers at the end. So yeah, that's the inside the paint kitchen process. Okay, so we're outside of the bake booth or the oven. So this sucker gets up to how hot? 175?
We have it at 180 right now.
180, so 180 degrees Fahrenheit. This is what the oven is. I'm sweating to death right now with this vest on. So it's the best time in the winter when it's minus 30 here, but we bake this trailer. So why do we bake it? What does that do for us?
So we bake it to kind of speed up the flow process there. So we bake it for 20 minutes at 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and that just kind of uses forced air to cure it a lot quicker. And we just follow the PPG guidelines in order to cure it so that we can work on it.
And so when it actually cures out, basically what it's doing is the gases and whatnot are exhausting like out of the paint to cure it, so it's baking right onto that trailer, to that steel, to give it the best cure, the best shine, the best sheen, and everything like that, right?
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
We're at the finishing end, so basically after the trailer rolls out of the bake booth, it kicks over into the finishing inspection area. So Cohen, fill us in, why do we have that?
So we got this red zone here that kind of allows us to observe the trailer, observe the quality of the paint after it's finished and it's cured and all that stuff. We just kind of have this red zone so that it can gas off a little bit while it cools down. Nobody's touching it, ruining the paint, getting their greasy fingers all over it.
Like I just did.
But then it also gives us a chance to take our mil spec and go over it, make sure the coverage is correct and it's consistent with every other trailer that comes out.
Okay.
So for example, we would just kind of follow a set rotation, and we have set points that we mil spec on every unit. So we check them, we make sure we're in the green, and we move on from that point.
So let's do that. So I'm going to bring that in. So there it is. So we check every single unit to make sure that we're in a proper DFT. So that's your mil thickness that we're looking for. If that didn't pass and it was below a 1, it's a fail. We reject it and we do a paint repair job on it. But they don't fail. All right, so now we're at the very finished side. The trailer is complete. It's 100% done. It's got the decals, the wiring, everything else is completed on it. What is happening here is they're actually destacking these ones to super stacks. We're going to take these 5 wides and put them inside of these 7x7x14 14Ks and then super stack this sucker for you. So if you don't know about that, ask, because this is super efficient on the shipping side. But in the end, basically, this is a liquid paint process. Every single car on the road today is liquid paint. Why is that a good thing? Cohen, why is that a good thing?
It's a lot easier to touch up if you need.
There we go, exactly.
A lot easier.
So we're not powder coat, nothing in our facilities or any of our trailers are powder coat. We are all liquid, we always have been liquid. We know that that's the best process because again, every vehicle on the road today is painted with liquid paint. The touch-up process is super easy. The repair process is super easy. The actual gravelometer, the salt spray test, everything checks off the charts for it. Doesn't matter what climate you are in, whether you're East Coast, West Coast, top of Alaska, down to Mexico. These trailers will perform at the top of bestest quality for you. And if you have any issues with them, you can easily touch them up with your trim clad and your home hardwares or your Ronas or wherever you're at to get that spray paint and whatnot, right? And then also on the color side of things, we were over there in the paint kitchen. Super easy to switch from black to, what color is this?
To sandstone.
Sandstone, and then we also have reds.
We have the reds, we have canyon blues, we have, orange, green, charcoal. So right now we're doing about 7 or 8 colors in Plant 3.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely an array of colors for you as well, not just black. All right, well, thanks for coming. That's inside of Plant 3 in our dump trailer production facility. Thanks to Cohen, thanks to the team for all the hard work. If you want to find out more, check out our website, and then also check out our Sexy Point page that even goes into more detail on all of our Sexy Points and why they're going to benefit you.